I've been at this for a really long time. The pressure of kind of being one of the top guys for almost a decade. It's been it's been awesome. I've loved being involved in the sport at the time that I have, and got to do what I love for a living for a long period of time. But I don't know, man. I don't know if I belong here anymore. We'll see.
I was slipping and banging that left hand. Then a lot of times it came short as well. One stage I caught my clean uppercut. And he just was always there in my face. Pussy down I did. Pussy down my breath.
Whether it's kickboxing, whether it's jiu-jitsu, there's a fluidity to their movement that you don't really have. If you had a wrestling match with Cain Velasquez, how well do you think you'd do?
Straight up wrestling?
Yeah.
I think people would be surprised.
Really? You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd be surprised.
Mm.
I really do. I think he'd fuck you up. And I say that as a friend and a guy who loves you. There's a certain amount, there's a bridge between you and the very best guys in the world. And I don't know if you can cross that bridge. This is hard for me to say, because I love you as a friend. And you have a rematch with Travis Brown by some strange, unforeseen circumstance. Mm-hmm. If I was objective and I was standing outside, looking at it from the outside, and I had a bet, I would have to bet on him. This sucks for you. It's hard to hear.
Yeah, it's probably the worst show I've ever.
And your brain's the big one, because the brain you can't fix. You break your hand, they can put pins in it, they can put it in a cast. Yeah, it sucks. You got to jerk off with your left hand, but eventually it'll get better. Your brain doesn't get better, and that's what I worry about you more than anything. What I'm saying, I say with love. 100%. I'm not saying this because I want to hurt your feelings. This is the last thing I want to do. If I didn't love you, I'd walk out. I wouldn't be willing to do this, and I wouldn't want to do this.
People have been talking about the fact that you're finally getting paid, you're finally getting your due. Even though you lost tonight, how good does that make you feel to be getting what you believe you've deserved for such a long time?
Still not enough.
If you were to do this again, I would believe you'd make even more than.
It's always going to be more than that. Always more and more. It's never going to be enough. Look at my face. You know what I'm saying? And I'm okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some people got this face and they're all in the back crying somewhere probably, you know? It's always going to be more. And until people start saying that and represent for that, I don't even know what you're doing this for.
Unbelievable. And even Quentin Rampage Jackson. The look on his face says it all. Boss.
Murillo.
No, Murillo, look at this. This is what we like to see. No, this is yeah, he knows.
Yeah, he's looking at us right now, Quentin
Rampage
and he says,
Jackson
I want to
knows it
give
too.
I want to give my trophy
Quentin
to
Rampage Jackson deserves a round of applause.
For the winner by split decision, Joe Loza!
I disagree 100%. I got screwed in my last fight. I felt like the decision should have went my way. This time, that was not my fight. That was 100% Mark. I can't say his name. Marchin's fight. I disagree 100%. Not my night.
Instinct. I'm scared. I'm terrified. I'm scared of failure and everything. I'm always scared no matter who I'm fighting. I've always been scared. Every fight has been a big fight. But as much as I'm scared, Saturday I'm gonna make that walk to the octagon. I'm gonna fight. Like my life depends on it.
What are your biggest regrets?
My biggest regret?
Yeah.
I would have to honestly say that my biggest regret is even starting this sport.
What do you mean?
I think I would have lived a different life if I would have stayed home in Memphis and worked at the family business, and I would be closer to my family and growing old with them instead of living out in California. I have my family back at home, and my little sister is all grown and stuff now. I left home when she was like 8. My biggest regret is like following my dream was to go and be a fighter, but then now I look back on it, I wish that I would just stay back home with my family.
You had a dream, you fulfilled it, which I think most people would praise you for, and you actually look back on it and say, I wish I hadn't?
Well, I gained a lot of fans, made a lot of money, but I feel like I lost my family, Yeah. I don't see them, what I'm saying? I don't know them. My parents are getting older, and I'm living in California away from them. I have my own family here, my kids and stuff, but I miss my cousins, my parents and my sisters and brothers.
Hell no, I don't want my kids to fight.
When I'm done fighting, I want everybody to be done fighting. This shit is too stressful. I'd have a heart attack if one of my kids fought. Like I seen one of my kids walk into a cage. MMA is where bad things happen to good people. Half my opponents I felt upset for at the end because there's a lot of good people in MMA and someone's got to lose. It's a terrible situation because when you get to know an opponent and he has a wife and kids and a family too, and then your job is to fuck this dude up as good as you can, and then you do it, there's like a weird feeling of guilt that you get about it. So, and it's hard to figure out. Hard to figure out like whether you should feel good about it or bad about it or whatever. But at the end of all this, you end up, what? Some young kid's gonna take your name. Sooner or later, you end up getting fucked up. So you enter the game getting fucked up, and you leave the game getting fucked up. And in between, if you could do some great shit, then you can have a good career. But it's just like life. You're born shitting your pants, and you end your life shitting your pants.